There was a man named Albert. He lived in a small town with his wife, Lisa, and their two children. John was in 6th grade, and Misha was in 4th. Both kids were bright and did well in school. Albert worked at a private firm and earned enough to cover household expenses, utilities, and school fees. However, the budget didn't allow for extra things, especially toys. Lisa was a housewife. Lisa managed everything as best as she could with what they had. John was sensible and never asked for toys. But Misha was different. Whenever she saw toys in a store, she wished to have them. But Lisa always handled the situation with love and patience. One day, Misha sat in class beside her best friend, Lily.
Misha, please come over on Sunday.
Lily said excitedly.
We will talk and have so much fun.
Misha smiled.
Okay.
Just then, their teacher, Miss Emma, walked in. The class quickly settled down. That night at dinner, Lisa served spaghetti on the table. Misha took a bite and smiled.
Mom, your cooking is the best.
John laughed.
Mom, she is just buttering you.
Lisa smiled.
I know she loves my food.
Albert laughed. Just then, Misha remembered something.
Oh, Mom, I forgot to tell you. Lily invited me to her house on Sunday.
Lisa nodded.
Okay.
On Sunday evening, Lisa was baking a cake when Misha walked into the kitchen.
Mom, which shirt did you iron for me?
Lisa smiled.
Your favorite purple one. Now hurry up. Okay, Mom. Are you baking a cake?
Lisa nodded.
Yes. It's nice to take something along.
Misha cheered.
That's great. She loves cake.
She ran to get ready. Lisa finished decorating the cake. John rushed in.
Mom, where is Misha? I'm getting late.
I'm here. Brother.
Misha said, running over. Lisa handed him the cake. At Lily's house, John gave Misha the cake.
I will pick you up in 3 hours.
Then he left. Misha rang the doorbell. Lily opened it with a smile.
Hi. Misha.
Misha handed the cake to Lily. Misha stepped inside, and Lily's mom welcomed her warmly. Then the girls ran to Lily's room. Lily's mother brought a tray filled with snacks and juice. She served Misha with a warm smile.
Thanks. Aunt.
Misha said. Lily's mom nodded and left. The girls enjoyed their snacks while talking and laughing. After a while, Lily smiled.
I got a new Barbie house. Dad gifted it to me on my birthday. Wait. I will show you.
She rushed to her toy rack and brought it out. It was beautiful. Misha felt a little sad inside. But she smiled and said,
It's so lovely.
after some time, Lily placed the toy back on the shelf. They started talking about school and their favorite cartoons, while finishing their snacks. Soon, John arrived to pick her up. Misha returned home, but her smile was missing. That night during dinner, Albert took a piece of bread. He glanced at Misha.
So, how was your day with Lily?
Misha, focused on her plate, muttered.
Good.
She didn't even look up. Albert exchanged a look with Lisa, then John. John simply shrugged and took a bite of his food. Albert raised an eyebrow at Lisa, but she shook her head. Misha finished quickly and stood up. Lisa stopped her gently.
Just a little more?
Misha shook her head.
I'm full. Mom.
She said and walked away. Albert sighed.
I think something's bothering her. You should ask.
Lisa nodded. After dinner, she cleaned up, prepared warm milk for the kids, and made tea for Albert. After handing them their drinks, she went to Misha's room. Misha lay on her bed, lost in thought. Lisa placed the milk on the bedside table and sat beside her. She stroked her hair.
What happened, dear?
Misha sighed.
Mom. Lily has a Barbie dollhouse. Her dad gifted it to her. But I can't have it. I wish I could.
Lisa's heart ached, but she smiled.
Misha. Your dad works hard to pay for your school. And everything we need. He just can't afford extra toys.
Misha nodded.
I know. Mom. But sometimes it still hurts.
Lisa hugged her warmly.
I understand. Dear. But don't worry. One day, you will have everything you dream of.
The next morning, after breakfast, Misha hurried to the door.
Misha! Misha!
Lisa called, stepping out of the kitchen. Misha turned.
What happened? Mom?
Lisa smiled and handed her a lunchbox.
Dear. You forgot your lunch.
Misha took it. Lisa asked.
Won't you ask what's inside?
Misha sighed.
What, Mom? Your favorite sandwiches.
Lisa said warmly. But Misha just turned toward the door without a smile. Lisa watched her go, feeling a pang in her heart.
We can't fulfill all our kids' wishes. John never complains. But Misha often feels hurt.
With a deep sigh, Lisa went back to the kitchen. During the break, Lily asked,
"What did you bring today?"
Sandwiches.
Misha replied.
"Oh, that's good."
Lily smiled, opening her lunchbox. She took out a sandwich and offered it to Misha. Misha shook her head.
No, please. You eat.
Lily frowned.
"But your mom made your favorite sandwiches."
She gently placed one in Misha's hand.
"Please eat."
Misha took a small bite. Lily smiled and started eating. That night, as Misha lay in bed, she thought about the Barbie doll house.
How can I get one?
She wondered. Then she whispered to herself,
I should save my pocket money. That's the only way.
She smiled at her plan and drifted off to sleep. The next day at recess, Lily said,
"Let's go to the canteen for juice or something."
Misha shook her head.
You go. Please. I have my lunch.
Lily nodded and went to the canteen. One day, Misha said,
Mom, I'm saving my pocket money for a Barbie dollhouse.
Lisa smiled.
That's a great idea, dear.
John looked at her and said,
Misha, I hope you get it soon.
Misha nodded. One morning, as their car stopped at a signal, a tired-looking boy with worn clothes and torn shoes came.
Sir, buy a newspaper.
He asked. Albert shook his head.
No, dear.
The signal turned green, and they drove off. Misha watched the boy fade into the distance.
Dad. He looked hungry.
She said. Albert sighed.
Yes, dear. Some children don't even have enough food. They work to support their families.
That night, Misha lay awake, thinking.
I always feel sad about not having toys. But some kids don't even have food.
Misha counted her savings, enough for a dollhouse. But she had a new plan. The next day she said,
Mom, I want to help the boy I saw at the signal.
Lisa smiled.
That's the best use of your savings.
That night, Misha wrapped the money carefully. The next morning, as their car stopped, she called the boy. John was busy with his notebook, and Albert looked ahead. She paid for the newspaper, took it, and accidentally dropped the bundle. As the car moved, Albert smiled.
Reading the newspaper is good.
She smiled to herself, feeling happier than ever. One night, John took Misha to a stationery shop. When they returned and stepped into the lounge, voices filled the room.
Happy birthday to you.
Lily cheered, stepping forward and handing Misha a gift. Misha was surprised. Mom and Dad clapped with warm smiles.
Oh. Mom, Dad.
John smiled.
Happy birthday, Misha.
Lisa handed her the knife. She cut the cake, and Albert gave her a Barbie dollhouse. Tears filled her eyes.
Oh, Dad. Thank you.
Later that night, she asked.
How did you afford this?
Lisa smiled.
Your dad got a bonus.
Misha hugged Albert.
Thank you, Dad.
John smiled.
Now, I'm waiting for my birthday.
They all laughed. Moral: happiness grows by giving.